Call the Broken Arrow City Council meeting to order. We have invocation by Pastor Robbie Evans.
Well, good evening, Mr. Schwab, Mayor, City Council members. It's an honor and privilege to be here this evening. Thank you for your willingness to open each of your meetings in prayer and allow us to come and pray for this great city, for your meetings, and for each of you as you continue to serve and lead us into the future. Thank you for your leadership. Let's pray. Dear God, we thank you for this evening. What a wonderful day and a wonderful time of year as we do come to you to honor you, to worship you, and to give you thanksgiving. Thank you for all that you do for us, all that you are to us, and how you love us so well. Lord, we thank you for the freedoms that we have, the freedoms to lead and to govern and to live in a great city called Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Lord, I thank you for each of these that sit at the table tonight and in the offices that surround us that lead so well. Would you give them wisdom and discernment as they continue to lead? Would you bless them and encourage them? Lord, they make so many decisions that affect so many people throughout each day. And Lord, they need your wisdom. And Lord, tonight as we meet here, would you just bless and honor this time? May we bless and honor you as we lead well. Lord, thank you for this time. Lord, thank you for this city. And Lord, just bless us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Green.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Parks. Here. Gillespie.
Here.
Wimpy.
Here. Please stand and join Councilor Green in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So I think there are a few people here that are here for item 9B, and the applicant has pulled that item, so unless you just have nothing better to do tonight and you want to enjoy this lovely city council meeting, you don't have to stay if you don't want to, because we won't be hearing that item. So
Madam Mayor, I think that's also 9C too.
it is 9B and C.
Yep,
Yes.
thank you.
All right. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be pulled?
Move to approve the consent.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
I think we do, I think we need to pull E.
Yes.
Oh. You want to amend your motion?
I don't see it on here where I can amend it, but I'll amend the motion to
exclude E?
Yeah, to exclude E. Approve the consent minus item E.
Okay. Roll call.
Are you good?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Good? Okay.
Yes.
Item 5E is notification by the city manager to council of settlement of a tort claim submitted by Johnny Parks, Councilor Parks. Is someone going to speak on that?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Councilors. Katie Schwab sitting in for Mr. Spurgeon as acting city manager. So the item before you is actually just notification of a tort claim that was filed by Councilor Johnny Parks. And I want to address the tort claim and explain it so in full transparency. But first, what I'd like to do is ask Trevor to talk a little bit about the Tort Claim Act and explain what our process is. Trevor?
Thank you, Mr. Schwab, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. Just briefly, the Governmental Tort Claims Act is a process whereby any citizen or resident or anyone who has a claim against the city follows so that we can consider if, one, we've damaged them, and two, if we're legally responsible. There's specific timelines and dates and deadlines involved. There's also caps that are involved. But the process is once we receive a notification of a tort claim, my office will do an investigation. We gather the facts. We interview the city employees that are involved. We interview the tort claimant if appropriate in that situation. And then we do some legal research and do an analysis on that. And then we submit our findings to the city manager. If the claim is over the amount of the city manager's authority, the $25,000 limit, we bring it to this body to take a vote on either approving or denying it. If it's under, the decision is made by the city manager. In this case, in order for full transparency, because we do have a sitting council member who had made the tort claim, this was decided to be put on the agenda just for notification purposes. There is no action being requested from the body. There's no vote to be taken. There's nothing to be decided by this body. It's simply a notification of the process that we've gone through. I'm happy to answer any of the questions. Otherwise, I turn it over to Mr. Schwab.
So,
Thank you, Trevor.
question, so normally we don't do we don't put it on the agenda.
That is
If
correct.
So we literally only put it on the agenda because it happened to be Counselor Parks.
That is
Yes,
correct.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the transparency and
Yes, to your point, the city manager has authority up to 25,000, but because it was a sitting councilor, we decided we want to
Okay.
put it in front and be fully transparent.
okay, all right.
All right, thank you, Trevor. So let me just touch a little bit about what the item, the tort claim was. So Counselor Parks lives in Kenwood Hills, and we had a sanitary sewer that he's at the end of the system, the branch system. It's a gravity sewer system, and it crosses from, he's on the east side of Ash Place, and our sewer system's actually on the west, so we actually cross underneath with a gravity sewer line, 8-inch sewer line, pretty standard. The line actually had needed some repairs, so when we went out to repair it, we had to disconnect Counselor Parks' property as the last customer on the system to do the repair, replace a pipe and do what we needed to. So in so disconnecting his system, it's a private line that connects into our public main. We had to cut his line to disconnect him, do the repair, and then reconnect him, reattach it. You typically do that through like a coupling, and it's a standard type of coupling, but his property sits up quite a bit higher than the road, and when it drops in, you can get a little bit of movement on it. So I actually think this was almost 4 years that we had done the work, 3 or 4 years prior. He had an issue with his private sewer system backing up, so he called out a plumber to take a look at it, and he determined, and the plumber determined, that it was at that coupling where we reattached him. So actually taking a look at it and looking at how the coupling failed, we determined that it is the way we reattached it. The coupling's fine, but typically if you get movement in the soil and you have that type of vertical angle on it, you can actually see what's called shearing. It can come apart. There's actually something called a banded coupling. We did not use that in this case, probably would have been the more prudent approach. So we're actually internally talking about, maybe we should do this on the verticals as opposed to horizontal or flat. So the bottom line is, after looking at it, talking to staff, and looking at the photos of it, we do agree that we probably should have used a different type of coupling here. So the cost that he incurred to take a look at his private line and repair it, that should be on us. So essentially, that's it. I'd be happy to answer any questions. One other question. Councilor Ford actually asked me, kind of what is our how many tort claims do we get in a given year, and what we call the demand. Trevor and his team actually keeps that. So we went and looked at the FY22 year. We had 45 tort claims. Don't know if that's an average year. I mean, it can change, but just taking a comparison, we had 45 tort claims. The demand on the tort claims were about $1.3 million, and we paid out right at $100,000. And if you just asked me straight up without having to look at the numbers, I would have said that we normally pay about 10%. Now, let me talk about that a little bit. It's not a judgment call of, oh, we're just not going to pay it. We actually take a look at it. Sometimes it's people will turn in a claim on, I hit a nail in the street or a block of wood in the street. It's a city street, therefore the city's responsible for it. I had to repair my tire, had some front end damage. We are not, that's driver road hazard. We're not responsible for stuff like that. Sometimes a weed eater will throw a rock and crack a windshield. So it's claims of that nature. Sometimes we've hit mailbox when it's icy out and our trucks have slid off a little bit. So it's pretty much public works related, as this is. This is a sanitary sewer. So most of the claims come in that way. We do see some on the police and fire side, but most of them are public works. And what I have seen over the last 7 years, I would have guessed about 10%.
And the reason I didn't pull it off myself was because I talked to Trevor today, and he said there was no need because we're not voting on anything. We're just acknowledging what the city manager had already done, so make it a matter of record. I would be more than willing to discuss it. I can draw up pictures. I've got all the pictures.
He has.
But that's a lot of money. I even got pictures when they installed it. And I knew immediately that it wasn't, I couldn't fix it. For one thing, it's 7.5, 8 foot deep, and I don't have anything to dig that deep now. And so I hired a company to come out, and a licensed plumbing company. They run a tape down it, a video down it, and they took a picture, and they knew immediately what it was and where it was. And then they bid it, and I had them dig it up, because I felt like the city needed that documentation from them and not from me, you know, there. So that was their bill, was what I filed.
And again, like you said, and Trevor said, this is just notification, so when you vote, you're just accepting the notification. We've already, Mr. Spurgeon's already walked through that process. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll move to approve item 5E.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Your motion and second aren't showing up.
No. There you go.
All right. Item 8 is citizens' opportunity to address council, and we have none. Item 9A is...
Excuse me, Mayor.
Oh, I'm skipping right over.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. And it's a really important item. Item 7 is public hearings, appeals, presentation, recognitions, and awards. 7A, presentation of certificates of recognition to Frankie Catlett and Billy Holmes for their many years of donations given and great support shown to the Broken Arrow Police Department. Chief Berryhill.
Mayor Rippey, Vice Mayor, City Council, Assistant City Manager Kenny Schwab. Today, it's a pretty neat honor to present certificates to Frankie Catlett and Billy Holmes. These two Broken Arrow residents have gone above and beyond for the support for the Broken Arrow Police Department. They've made it their mission to better serve the people of Broken Arrow and the community in numerous ways. Billy Holmes, who we actually call the Aquaman for BAPD, is a former, no superpowers, but former Walmart employee who has generously donated pallet after pallet of bottled water to the police department to keep officers hydrated. Just in this year alone, he's donated 11 pallets out of his own pocket and done this for the last several years, which has been a big help for us to accomplish our mission. Frankie Catlett is the Walmart store manager, currently over the Supercenter on East Broken Arrow. He's been a staunch supporter of the department. He's provided the police department with a positive experience for cops and kids Christmas shopping. He's also authorized grant money to help us with sponsored events, including cops, kids, and the Exceptional Rodeo, and kids with special needs. These donations really help us with our community outreach, coordinating these additional donations and grants from the area and other Walmart stores. Finally, Catlett is a great partner involving materials and donations when the opportunity arises, and I believe we have some different certificates that someone wants to present to them.
Yes.
If both of them will come down.
Well, and I just wanted to add that Frankie is a classmate of mine,
Oh.
so I love pointing those things out. So do you want to read
Yes,
that?
I'd love to do that. Okay, we have 2 certificates, and the first one I'll read will be for Frankie Catlett, honoring and recognizing Frankie Catlett for the many years of donations given and great support shown to the Broken Arrow Police Department while serving our citizens and community. And Billy Holmes, love your shirt, honoring and recognizing Billy Holmes for the many years of donations given and great support shown to the Broken Arrow Police Department while serving our citizens and community. And I had the pleasure of working actually with both of them during my time at the police department. Billy actually, we have a mutual friend that reached out to me and said, hey, I have somebody that wants to do something nice for the police department. I mean, like it was just great. And I called him, and it's been a great partnership ever since. And it's been, I'll stop by his house every once in a while. It's been a while, but just to say hi. And Frankie, actually, he's the one his Walmart was the first, we call it Cops and Kids now because we can't call it Shop with the Cops. So Cops and Kids, Frankie's Walmart and Frankie, they were the first one to get that going, even way before my time, and got that partnership going. And so they've both done a lot of great things for the police department. I also have a coin on behalf of the city council for both of you as well. I should have the mayor come and give you the coin properly because apparently I don't do it right. I'll have you do one and I'll do one. How about that?
I suspect Mr. Holmes knows.
Yes, he probably does know.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can I get a picture?
Stay where you were.
One, two, three. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you.
Oh, class of 1990. Yes, we are. Okay, now item 8, and we have no citizens that wish to speak. Item 9A, consideration, discussion, and possible approval of composition 1074-2023, comp plan change, Robertson, Broken Arrow, 36.4 acres from level 6 to level 3 and 6, generally located 1/2 mile east of county line and north of Washington Street. Amanda.
Hi. Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, Mr. Schwab. Comprehensive plan change request 1074-2023, as the mayor said, is a request to change from level 6 to level 6 and 3. So a portion will remain as is in level 6, and the remainder would go to level 3. The applicant is submitting the comprehensive plan change with the intention of applying for rezoning upon approval of the comprehensive plan change. At this time, they're thinking to apply to change from A1 agriculture to RD residential duplex. Comprehensive plan level 3 does allow a rezoning to RD. The applicant has not submitted any conceptual exhibits and elevations, and this is due to the pending approval of the new Broken Arrow zoning ordinance. So likely their application for rezoning will come in after that gets approved. So an exhibit with the current requirements would not be overly helpful to you guys right now. This item was heard by the Planning Commission on November 2nd, 2023, and was passed with a 4-0 vote. 2 neighboring residents spoke, and 3 wrote in opposition to the comprehensive plan change. Questions were regarding the number of houses within the development, as well as future plans for the north tract of the property. 1 resident spoke in favor of any development that was other than industrial, commercial, or manufacturing. A resident also spoke in support for single-family homes as opposed to apartments. Concerns were also stated about traffic and the deterioration of 91st Street. Staff is recommending approval of Comp 1074-2023 from level 6 to level 6 and 3, per the property being rezoned and platted. Can answer any questions.
Do we know when it's like 91st slated for any type of infrastructure improvements?
Well, 91st from Lynn Lane, 9th Street to County Line, 23rd Street is actually in design. And then moving east, there were some monies, but that's actually associated with the Innovation District. We're still in design, trying to acquire right-of-way, so we're still probably a year or 2 out.
Wow. Okay. Are there any questions? No? No. Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the comprehensive plan change.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. All right. Item 9B and C have been withdrawn, so we go on
Yes.
to item 10, preview ordinances. There are none. Item 11, ordinance 11A, consideration, discussion, and possible adoption of ordinance number 3813 for the voluntary annexation of approximately 45.85 acres located at the southeast corner of Midway Road and Houston Street. Amanda. Again. Or Grant.
I think Grant.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, Mr. Schwab. This item was previewed at the last council meeting. This is for that 40-some-odd acre tract just east of Midway Road and south of 81st Street. I think that's about it, and if you have any questions, I'll stand for those.
Okay. Anyone have any questions?
Make a motion to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. Item 11B is the emergency clause.
Make a motion to approve emergency clause
Second?
now.
Roll call. Item 11C, consideration, discussion, and possible adoption of ordinance number 3812, adding to Chapter 16 offenses, Article 1, in general, Section 16-33, failure to cite, or to pay cite and release. Trevor?
Thank you, Mayor. The item that's before you for consideration came about because of changes in the law from the last legislative session. Essentially, what it says is that anyone who's been arraigned and been put on a payment plan but hasn't paid has to be given the opportunity to have a cost hearing, basically where they can explain their situation financially to a judge before that they're arrested and jailed. This change brings our ordinance in compliance with state law. So we recommend that you adopt that as well as the emergency clause. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to accept the ordinance number 3812.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Make a motion to accept the emergency clause.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. Motion passes. Item 12 is remarks and inquiries by governing body members. Well, I was going to say, I think Santa's going to be down at the farmer's market for another 30 minutes, so if you guys want to catch him, you can. The ice rink is open, so that's super exciting. And then we all just got back from Atlanta. We went to the National League of Cities City Summit. It was Justin's first time. I don't know if you want to share anything that you learned. Don't share the bad things. Only the good things.
It was a very informative conference. They had some good sessions where we had some good discussions and opportunity just to learn how other cities are doing things. And we were also able to put in our input because we're doing some great things here in Broken Arrow. So we were able to share on a lot of different levels about the good things happening here so other people can take away some things that we have as well.
Yes.
I saw that it was very informative, the way their fellow counselor had mentioned here. The workshop, my workshop was good. I learned a lot, especially the second part of it. We also took 3 of our youth city council with us, and they had their own meetings, and I think they did learn a lot. In fact, visiting with Lori, I believe we're going to have them make a presentation, one of the meetings in December, back to the council of what they had learned. But I will say this, that it wasn't quite as organized as what it has been in the past. I'm not trying to be critical, well, I am being critical, because we pay a lot of money into the NLC. When we first started with the youth city council, it was very organized. Everything was just here, right here, right here. And everything worked pretty good, but the last night was just they were just not very pleased at all. So I think what I found out is that they don't have one person in charge of the youth the way they used to. Mm-hmm. So what I would do is encourage you to visit with OML if you see them, because you know what I mean. They go into NLC,
Yeah.
and let them know that we wasn't really that pleased with it. And Broken Arrow might be a little bit smaller city than the rest, but we have a lot of pull. So if you would do that for us and let us know that we would like a little bit more organization and one person dedicated to that, because it was just kind of happenstance type situation. Okay?
And we have representation on the Women in Municipal Government. Now, our mayor served on the Women in Municipal Government Board for a few years, and then you have to roll off before you can come back on. I'm currently going to be serving again on the Women in Municipal Government Board, and our own Councilor Lisa Ford is now the second vice president?
Second vice president.
On the board, which means she will be the president of what we call WIMAGE in 2 years.
Yeah.
And which means that year, everybody will come to Broken Arrow for the summer
Our summer
conference.
Very good.
Yeah, so I'm really.
She's already planning.
I didn't
Yes,
think
already
she would
planning.
brag on herself, so I wanted to brag on you.
Thank you.
That you
Excellent.
were accepted as that position, and it's very exciting to see Broken Arrow represented so well. So, and everyone's serving on committees, different committees there at NLC. So,
And I think there's like 15 board members for WIMAGE, and 3 of us are from Oklahoma. And prior to that, of course, Mayor Wimpy was on there, and like you said, she has to roll off, so I'm sure she'll probably jump back on next year, for
Yeah.
sure. But I think Oklahoma's definitely, and Broken Arrow specifically, is represented well, for sure.
yeah, they know who we are.
Yes. Well, and then happy Thanksgiving, so we won't see you
Yes.
guys,
Yes.
so happy Turkey Day.
Well, and also, Saturday, December 2nd, 10 a.m. is the Christmas parade in the Rose District. So make sure that it's always the first Saturday of December at 10 a.m. So we won't have another meeting, right, before then.
No.
Correct,
So
correct.
make sure to join us.
And you can go have amazing pancakes and smoked bacon and sausage at First United Methodist Church from 7 to 10 a.m. through the Rotary, so.
Yes.
$5, all you can eat. It's
Yes.
amazing, so.
That's a
Well,
deal.
and we had lights on since our last meeting too, and I just want to encourage everyone to go to the Rose District and look at our new investment that we've added to our tree. We've made it, I think it's as big as it can be now, right?
I think it's as big as it can be.
It's awesome, though. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it.
It's
So
beautiful.
check out the Rose District, and New Orleans Square is all
It's all
festive.
lit up.
It is.
Yeah.
It's true.
We do have a couple things on behalf of our first responders. I know they had the pancake breakfast for Cops with Kids. I think it was very successful. I don't have those numbers, but several of us were there, and there were a lot of people there. Chris Kringle, he was there himself. He did make an appearance, so I saw a lot of smiles and a lot of happy people there. I think that was very successful. In addition, our Broken Arrow Fire Department is hosting a toy drive. You can drop off any new and unwrapped toy to any of the fire departments to help with their toy drive. So if you're out and about this week while you're being thankful for your blessings, feel free to take some time to bless someone else.
I like it.
Great.
All right. Assistant City Manager?
Well, Norm said I can't make any comments, but I'm going to overrule him. I'll make 2 brief comments. So first, I want to talk a little bit about what happened yesterday with the Wagner County Board of Commissioners meeting. Norm Stevens, Cindy Arnold, Jennifer Rush, and I attended their weekly meeting. There was an agenda item on there about support of our tax increment financing, our TIF, with respect to the amphitheater. Darla Heller, their Economic Development Coordinator Manager, made the presentation. And then Jennifer, Norm, and I answered questions. It was a very good discussion, and I'm happy to note that they are in support. They voted in support, so next steps are really with Jennifer. She'll be working with, I believe it's a vice mayor to set up the committee, but we will bring a resolution back to the Wagner County for that. So I just wanted to say it was a very good meeting, and we're very appreciative of our partner, Wagner County. And then secondly and final, I want to, on behalf of Mr. Spurgeon, wish the council and the staff a happy holiday season. This kicks off the festivities for everybody and their families. We've had a wonderful year, and we're very excited, and have a blessed time with your family.
Thank you. All right, we do have a executive session, so entertain a motion.
Move to take a brief recess to go into Bama and Beta.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Green,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes?
Parks,
Yes.
Gillespie,
Yes.
Wimpy.
Yes. Call the Broken Arrow Municipal Authority meeting to order. Roll call.
Green,
Here.
Ford,
Here?
Parks,
Here.
Gillespie,
Here?
Wimpy.
Here. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. There are no public hearings, appeals, presentation, recognitions, or awards. Item 6 is general authority business. There's none. Any remarks by governing body members?
No, ma'am.
Assistant City Manager?
I have none.
There is no executive session.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
The motion and a second. Roll call. Call the Broken Arrow Economic Development Authority to order. Roll call.
Green,
Here.
Ford,
Here.
Parks,
Here.
Gillespie,
Here.
Wimpy.
Here. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Johnny, it didn't take your,
I hit it.
Got it.
I know he did. I hit
Do it
it.
again.
I saw it hit it.
All right. There are no public hearings, appeals, presentation, recognitions, or awards. No general authority business. Any remarks by governing body members? Assistant City Manager?
I have none.
This is amazing. There is no executive session.
So you're saying Michael's the problem, not me?
I did not say that. We're on-
Sorry, boss.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. All right, we are back in regular session. Entertain a motion to take a brief recess to go into executive session to clear the room.
I'll make a motion to clear the room and go into recess for special session.
I'll second that motion. Yes. Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Parks,
Yes.
Gillespie,
Yes.
Wimpy.
Yes.
Thanksgiving.